The big secret to closing more personal training sales is finding the right balance between scripting and structure and organic conversation. And I'm going to give you 7 steps to make that easy. Oh, and make sure you stick around for the last step because it's the most important step. Welcome to Naamly University Online. I'm your sales and communications coach, Elias Scar. Step number 1, open with gratitude. Now, it's easy as a human being in conversation to ask things like, how's your day going? How's everything going? Is this the right time to talk? Is this the right time for a call? The problem with opening with a question is that we cannot rely on the answer. Sometimes the answer will be great. Sometimes it'll be an answer that we aren't quite prepared for that'll throw us off. Somebody might not be having a good day. And that's not what we really want them thinking about in that moment. We want them focused on the positive future that we're going to help them lay out. So what we're going to do is skip the question altogether and we're going to open with gratitude. My favorite language to use is, thank you so much for taking the time for this call. I love it when people reach out to get started on something brand new with their health and fitness, and I'm so excited you're here. Opening with gratitude is a real powerful way to set the tone for the rest of the call. Step number 2, give them a preview. When we give people a preview as to what's going to happen on the call, anxiety comes down. And when anxiety is low, it's easier to make a decision. And ultimately, that's what we're trying to do. Help people make a good decision. So a preview might sound like this. Here's what we're going to do on today's call. Number 1, we're going to talk about everything that you've done before. I want to know how you've trained before, what sports you've played before, any medical history that we should know about that might affect your training. The more we know about your past, the easier it is for us to carve a path forward. Second, we're going to talk about what are we doing right now? What kind of training and leisure sports and activities and family activities, what are we doing right now? Finally, we're going to talk about what you want to accomplish. And most importantly, why does that matter to you? Now, once we have all the information of what you've done before, where we are now, and ultimately where we want to go, then I can make a professional recommendation for the right program that fits your budget, your schedule, and your goals. Sound good? Step number 3, look for opportunities to find common ground. If you find out that your prospect grew up playing baseball and you grew up playing baseball, make sure to point that out. The more opportunities you have to point out to your prospect that, hey, we're alike. We like a lot of the same things. We do a lot of the same things. The more comfortable they're going to be following what you say, listening to your professional recommendation, and ultimately joining your community. Step number 4, get to the emotional anchor. We have to find out why this goal is important to our prospects. Now, it's easy to think that people come to the gym to build muscle and burn fat when actually nobody comes to the gym to build muscle and burn fat. They want what building muscle and burning fat does for their daily lifestyle. They want to be able to get up and down off the ground gardening and doing the things they love to do. They want to play with their kids. They want to dominate the recreational basketball court or the golf course and feel super confident in their careers and in the clothes that they're wearing. The faster we get to why it's actually important, that will help us narrow down to what it is that we're helping them accomplish, what's really, really important. And if they feel like we understand what's really, really important, they're more likely to follow our lead. Step number 5, make a professional recommendation. Now, for some reason, we think that more options is better. We've got 1 time a week, 2 times a week, 3 times a week. We've got racquetball, we've got yoga class, we've got cycling class, we've got personal training, semi-private, large group, small group, one-on-one. More options isn't better. People get on the phone with you or come to your gym because they're looking for a guide. So be that guide. Listen to what they're actually saying and make a fitness prescription. If we know they're a very busy person, they can only come in 2 times a week. If we know they have specific goals that require some kind of custom programming or custom training, we can make a professional recommendation at the end. We can tell somebody, based on what you've told me, here's what I recommend. This many days a week, this kind of training paired with nutrition coaching, and will absolutely accomplish X, Y, and Z, whatever their goals were. You're the professional. Make a professional recommendation. Step number 6, and the one that gets skipped. People skip this step. It's so simple. Ask for the sale. That's it. Ask for the sale. Make your professional recommendation and ask them, does this sound like what you're looking for? Oftentimes we go through all of this work and all of this effort in a 30-minute phone call, and we put so much work into trying to explain what we do, and then we just don't ask them anything. We don't tell them what to do next. Remember, you're the guide. Asking for the sale is part of being the guide. Ask them, is this what you're looking for? And when they say yes, get them signed up. Step number 7, the one I told you was the most important, and it is confirm the next step. Now, for somebody that signs up, that might mean setting up their first appointment with their coach, letting them know, okay, here's what we do next. You've decided to bring us on as your professional exercise consultants, and we're going to explain exactly what to do next. Always confirm the next step so the prospect knows, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do now. For someone that doesn't sign up, someone that might need to think about it or talk to their spouse or have any number of objections or challenges that keeps them from committing right then in that moment, it doesn't mean that the sale is lost, especially if we confirm the next step. That might be a phone call. That might be a text reach out. That might be coming in for a tour. That might even be setting up a trial session where they come in and they see exactly what it is that you have to offer. Never get off the phone or end a sales call without confirming the next step. Again, doesn't mean the sale is lost. It just means we've got another step to take before we make that commitment. These 7 steps were specifically designed to help you find the balance between scripting and structure and organic conversation. Direction, so our prospect knows where we're going and it's easy to see that we're leading the way, but leaving some room open for organic conversation, for your authenticity and your personality to come through, leaving your prospect room to talk and communicate what's important to them. And as you'll notice, it's actually not that complicated. And that's really what sales is all about. It doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be specific. We'd love to hear your comments on which one of these steps resonated with you most. Oh, and click the link below for our guide on 51 ways to acquire new leads without using Facebook ads. Make sure to smash that bell for alerts and don't forget to subscribe and share.